Alright, so this Corsa, this was a purchase. It was I think I've done a couple of other videos on it. I want to log it up, put it all together anyway. But anyway, the wing was well out of shape on it. It hadn't been adjusted properly. So, but now, apart from, to be fair, this is not perfect here, but it's very, very presentable. We've got the door cap pretty straight now, which it wasn't. It was closed right up. And what else did I do? Right, oh, so the headlight was out and daytime running light wasn't working. Now, this headlight is a different headlight to this one. This is a newer headlight. This has got the LED lights all the way around, and that one hasn't over here. So what I'm planning on doing is taking this bulb out and putting an LED bulb in here, ice white LED bulb, which they do. Then that will match in with the other side, and it obviously won't look so bad. Well, that's about it, apart from a clean. Battery was playing up, but what I did find in the boot was a load of wires for an amplifier and all that. Obviously you can see what sort of car it is. Yeah, it's probably been wrecked to death, I don't know, but it has only done 39,000 miles. I did buy a new battery, but because it was dropping charge, and now all of a sudden, since I've removed all the wiring, it's starting first time every time. Typing in, it was on the advisories. Sump's leaking. There's a gas. Well, actually, there is no gasket on the sump. Now you can see that this car at some point has either had some work done to it, or they've had an issue before. Now I spoke to Vauxhall's and tried to order a new sump gasket, and the bottom sump, there is no gasket. Apparently you just use sealer. So what I've done was I've got a tube of Tiger Seal. I'm going to do the service anyway, so it's had an engine flush. We're just draining down now, and I'm going to pop the sump off, and I'm going to reseal it with Tiger Seal. Hopefully that'll cure it. So it is very, very slight anyway, but obviously I don't want to go selling the car with an oil leak. Well, I mean, obviously I could declare it. The only other problem is my son has took a liking to this car. So he's actually approached me and said, look Dad, could I buy the car? Now obviously, oh, let me get back up. Obviously I ain't going to sell him the car. I mean, I've said to him, because he's got a little Hyundai i20 with it's got about 120,000 miles on the clock now. It's been a great car. He's never had really, well, I say he's never had problems. He had a new clutch in it, a couple of tyres, and other than that, he's been serviced regular, and he's never really had any problems with it. But because he does travel quite a bit, he wants something with lower miles. But to be fair, although his car's only a 2011, and this is obviously a 2016, and it's only done 39,000 miles, but it's a Vauxhall. It's got all the touch screen in it and all the other bits on it. It does definitely need a valet, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So, don't know, what would you do, guys? After all, like I said, it is a Vauxhall, and I know my son's got a Vauxhall, but that costs 500 quid. So I don't care if that breaks down. This is a different kettle of fish, isn't it? Because time I've done all the bits on this car, I'm going to need £2.5 grand back for it. So I mean, if you think about it, it's cheap, isn't it? For £2.5 grand. However, like I said, it is a Vauxhall. Right. So somewhere down the line, they've put some sort of sealant around here. There's nothing on here at all. Just a little bit here. obviously tried to ponce it up there, but they haven't done a good job of it. So then it hasn't even stuck under the engine. So we're just going to give it a clean up. And say put the tiger seal on, and that should sort that little problem out. Right, sump's off. Give it a clean up. As you can see, there's hardly any sealant at all that's sealed up onto the block of the engine. So we're just going to give that a clean up now anyway. And as I said, we're going to get that tiger seal on, hopefully. That'll cure the problem. I'm a bit curious as to why the sump's been off, or has it been off? I don't know. But apparently, as I said, Vauxhalls, they say that there is no gaskets on these, so it could have just had a leak. Well, we'll put the tiger seal on and see what happens. Right, Corsa. This quarter, our little mop, because it weren't great. We give it a valet. You know, usual stuff. Still got a little scratch down here. I ain't got a pen. Anyway, it's a 7-year-old car, so. But we've given it a really nice clean inside. I've cleaned the seats. Yeah, it's looking all right actually. But so originally. So my son was umming and ahhing over this. He wanted it, and now he's changed his mind again. So yeah, I'm just getting it ready for sale now, really. So yeah, it's all right. It's not a bad car. I mean, like I said, it is cat-in. It did have a dink on his front wing. That's where the damage was. Bonnet gap's not perfect. Door gap's a lot better. Still not perfect, but it is a hell of a lot better. But what they've done was, it must have been a DIY job, because just behind here is a bracket, and they didn't straighten the bracket. So I needed the front part of the wheel liner anyway. So I dropped the wheel off and just try my best to square it up now. And I have to admit, it does. Look, do you know what? If you didn't know, you wouldn't know. So yeah, it's looking all right, you know. We've just got to get it sold now. I've got a couple of people interested in it. What have I got to do? There's some plastic moulding that's got to go down on the bumper. They're being ordered. They're on their way. What else is it to do? There's a bit of, if you can see where they've painted it there, look. So I've got some thinners. I'll get that off now. And the rubbers are missing on the foot pedals. So we just got to grab a couple of rubbers, put them on. But other than that, yeah, she looks really nice. It's really clean. So yeah, it has only done 39,000. So yeah, so I'm just gonna clean that bit up there. And now see if I can get that off. You can see where it's been painted, but other than that, yeah, it's come out alright actually. And I've got it up. I've actually already put it up for sale for $37.50. So I'm happy to take 35 for it. It gives me a profit, well, about £1 profit in it. So yeah, let me know what you think. Right, so the tiger seal didn't do the job. Sump's still leaking. So I've got to jack it back up, drop the sump back off. I've bought some instant gasket this time. Hopefully it's going to work. But while I've got the sump off, I'm going to check it. I think it's out of shape slightly. So the pesky leak was there, just there. There's a leak. Don't know if you can see the oil. It was dripping out of this section here. Now I'm not sure why it was leaking. try and clean it up. Get it cleaned up, get it off, clean all this crap off, and hopefully we can work out what's going on. Excuse me, sorry, bloody hell, sorry guys, but yeah, that seems to be the problem in this section here, right here. As I say, very frustrating. But we're draining the oil down. Obviously I've just put all fresh oil in and the oil filter on it. So, and apart from that, to be fair, everything's absolutely spot on. I think the rest of it's absolutely fine. It just seems to be this front bit here. So, I mean, obviously, as I said before, it was leaking before, and it was on an advisory. But I really don't want it. Well, I don't know. It's not the end of the world, is it? But you know, there's something I don't really want on there. So, what I'll have to do is I'm going to have to try and prise it off gently. This tiger seal's pretty. It's not very flexible. Now, someone recommended it. I don't know, it ain't too bad, but someone did recommend it and said it was pretty good. It takes a bit longer to dry. However, it hasn't done the job. So I've got a funny feeling it might have a dip in here, which I think that's what the case is, and I think someone's probably used it to prise it off. Possibly, I don't know. Anyway, let's see how we're going. We'll have a go. Right. So, I have cleaned and straightened. It was slightly out here, just here, on this bit here, and here. I put a straight edge on, and yeah, I'm kind of hoping that this has now fixed the problem. And so what I've done is I've left it a while. Definitely feels like it's got a good seal in it now anyway. So yeah, I think yeah, I'm going to leave it a bit longer just in case. But as I said, yeah, it's just here, it's out of shape. But and I've sanded it all down on the sump pan, so I'm kind of hoping that that's going to be the problem sorted.